The F-4 Phantom II looked like an airplane designed by people who refused to make anything simple. Its wingtips bent upward, its tailplanes angled sharply downward, its nose seemed oversized, and its two General Electric J79 engines left dark smoke trails that could announce the Phantom before an enemy ever heard it. Yet that strange-looking machine became one of the most successful combat aircraft of the jet age. Originally developed by McDonnell for the United States Navy, the Phantom first flew in 1958 as a high-speed, all-weather fleet defense fighter. It was enormous for a fighter: 2 engines, 2 crewmen, powerful radar, and enough thrust to push it beyond Mach 2. Even its unusual shape had a purpose. The outer wings folded for storage aboard aircraft carriers. Those wingtips angled upward, while the horizontal tail surfaces angled dramatically downward. The result gave the Phantom one of the most unmistakable silhouettes in aviation history. But perhaps its strangest feature was what the early Phantom didn't have: a gun. Designers believed future aerial combat would be fought almost entirely with missiles. Vietnam proved otherwise. Missile reliability, identification requirements, and close-range engagements sometimes put Phantom crews in fights where an internal cannon would have been extremely useful. And so the Phantom evolved. The early F-4A helped prove the concept. Navy F-4Bs went to sea and into combat. The Air Force adopted the F-4C, followed by the improved F-4D. Then came the F-4E. Its longer nose finally contained what earlier Phantoms lacked: a 6-barrel, 20mm M61 Vulcan cannon. Later F-4Es received leading-edge wing slats that improved maneuverability, especially during slower, tighter air combat. But the Phantom kept evolving beyond the traditional fighter mission. The RF-4 reconnaissance versions traded much of the fighter equipment in the nose for cameras and sensors. They flew dangerous missions over hostile territory, photographing targets, locating enemy forces, and assessing damage, often without the offensive armament carried by fighter Phantoms. Then there was the remarkable F-4G Wild Weasel. Engineers converted F-4Es by removing the cannon and replacing it with sophisticated electronics designed to detect hostile radar. Wild Weasel crews deliberately entered defended airspace, searching for surface-to-air missile radars. Once an enemy radar began transmitting, the Phantom could locate it and attack with anti-radiation missiles. In other words, the F-4G hunted the weapons that were hunting it. The Phantom served the U.S. Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force, along with numerous allied nations. It fought over Vietnam and the Middle East, guarded NATO during the Cold War, and returned to combat over Iraq during Operation Desert Storm, and its performance produced some extraordinary trivia. The Phantom set 15 world aviation records, including a speed record of more than 1,600 miles per hour and an altitude record exceeding 98,000 feet. It also became the only aircraft flown by both the U.S. Navy Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds. Even retirement couldn't completely kill the Phantom. Former fighters were converted into QF-4 aerial targets, meaning an aircraft conceived in the 1950s was still flying for the United States military into 2016. Pilots and crews gave it names like Double Ugly, Old Smoky, and the Rhino. It was big, it was loud, it smoked, and nobody could mistake it for anything else. But beneath that unconventional appearance was an aircraft capable of intercepting fighters, dropping bombs, photographing enemy territory, destroying radar sites, operating from aircraft carriers, and serving around the world. The F-4 Phantom II wasn't beautiful because it was graceful. It was beautiful because it worked.